to the light eaters. We have a gathering today. We're hosting a Sumo watch party, so excited for that. But my anxiety is definitely a little up, so I'm just gonna kind of chill for a bit. Anything that I don't know or that I stutter or mess up on, I'm just gonna skip and maybe spell out, or I will spell out. Okay. I also might slur my words, talk a little too fast, or too slow. I don't talk often with people. Okay. How science changes its mind. The whirling plasma surface of the sun flings out a fistful of light. The particles, billions of photons, over 93 million miles through black space, join down with bread and honey and the outstretched flesh of the most abundant living mass on Earth. Plants eat light. Photosynthesis, so basic to plants, is the prerequisite for most every other life form on Earth. Through photosynthesis, plants supplies the air with oxygen we breathe. How did we get here? 1.5 billion years ago, an algae-like cell swallowed a cyanobacteria. The algae-like cell was the early organism from which both animals and fungi would later evolve, and the cyanobacteria is an ancestor of the unthinkably diverse bacteria that flood our world today. But together they were the start of a new branch of life entirely. Afloat in the murky waters of the Cambrian, a single sentinel? Questionable if I pronounced that right. So, Sentinel of a new kingdom began to photosynthesize. It took sunlight and alchemized the spare materials of its environment: water, carbon dioxide, maybe a few trace materials, and sugar. The first plant was born in a chimera, an organism composed of cells that are genetically distinct. The leaves of every green plant on Earth contain the genetic imprint of that first kingdom. The plant cells that today catch photons as they fall from space are themselves chimeras in miniature. That first cyanobacteria is still within them, still faithfully alchemizing light into food. 1.5 billion years after that first creation, plants have evolved and proliferated into 500,000 species that thrive in every ecosystem on the planet. Their supremacy is absolute. If weighed, plants would amount to 80% of Earth's living matter. When plants climbed out of the ocean some 500 million years ago, they arrived in a terrestrial barrens enveloped in an inhospitable fog of carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Inhospitable, that is, to everything but plants. They had already learned to unlock oxygen from the carbon dioxide dissolved in the ocean. They adapted the technology to their new world. In a way, they brought the ocean up with them. By incessantly breathing out those legions of early land plants tipped the balances of gases towards oxygenation. They created the atmosphere we now enjoy. It's not a stretch to say that they birthed a habitable world. As the Italian philosopher Emanuele Coccia, COCCIA puts it, they constructed our cosmos. The world is, above all, everything the plants can make of it. Through the same process, Plants have made every iota of sugar we have ever consumed. A leaf is the only thing in our known world that can manufacture sugar out of materials, light and air, that have never been alive. All the rest of us are secondary users, recycling the stuff the plant has made. Our recombinations may be genius, but the matter is not original. The original is made like this. As photons from the sun fall upon a plant's outstretched green parts, chloroplasts in the leaf cell convert the particle of light into chemical energy. The solar power gets stored inside specialized energy-storing molecules, the rechargeable battery packs of the plant world. At the same time, the leaf siphons carbon dioxide out of the air through minuscule pore-like openings on the underside of the leaf, called stomata. Under a microscope, stomata look like small parted mouths, fishlets that open and close. They are breathing, after all, in their way. The stomata suck in carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide now encounters both the stored solar energy in the chloroplast and the water that is coursing, always, through the leaf's veins. Through that encounter with the pure energy of light, the water and carbon dioxide molecules are ripped apart. Half of the oxygen molecules from both parties float away from this meeting, passing back out into the world through the parted lips of the stomata, becoming the air we breathe. The carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen that remains is spun into strands of sugary glucose. To be precise, it takes 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water, torn apart by the power from the sun, to form 6 molecules of oxygen, and the true aim of this whole process, 1 precious molecule of glucose. The plant uses the glucose to build new leaves, which will be used to make more glucose. It also shuttles the glucose down through its body, passing it into its underground architecture, where it is used to grow more roots, which will pull more water back up through its body, which will then be torn apart to make more glucose. In this way, life flows. We are made of glucose too. Without a constant supply of the plant sugar, our vital functions would quickly cease. Think about it. Every animal organ was built from sugar, with sugar from plants. It's okay. Anxiety. I'm gonna pause, take a little breath. We're gonna start that over. We are made of glucose too. Without a constant supply of the plant sugar, our vital functions would quickly cease. Think about it. Every animal organ was built with sugar from plants. The meat of our bones, and indeed the bones themselves, carry the signature of their molecules. Our bodies are fabricated with the threads of material plants, first spun. Likewise, every thought that has ever passed through your brain was made possible by plants. This is crushingly literal. The brain, in particular, is a machine run chiefly on glucose. Without a continual source of glucose, communication between neurons will slow and then cease. Memory, learning, and thinking will shut down. Without glucose, your brain will wither shortly before you do. All the glucose in the world, whether it arrives in your body packaged inside a banana or a slice of wheat bread, was manufactured out of the thin air by a plant in the moment after photons from the sun fell upon it. In this way we are, at every moment, brought into conversation with plants, and they with us. Our thoughts and the products of them, the fabric of our cultures, the direction of our invention, have behind them trillions of plant bodies, each alchemizing the world into existence. Yet for all they can do, plants cannot run around. It is perhaps one of the greatest feats of life that plants were able to distribute so broadly, given their limited mobility. Colonizing all 7 terrestrial continents required innovation, adaptation, and luck. But arriving was only one feat: to survive, reproduce, and establish complex communities, all while thwarting the pressures of predators, seasons, scarcity, and blight, was another thing entirely. That's where I'm going to stop. There's a little break in the book, and I will